CMS access control list. It is used to permit or deny traffic based on the set of rules that we write. There are two types of ACL, standard and extended. Standard ACL works only based on the source address. So let's consider this example. Here we have 3 LANs and one more network which has this web server, and there are 3 more serial networks. So there are two things that we are going to achieve in this experiment. That is that one is that this 11.0 network should be prevented from accessing the web server, but this entire network should be able to access all the other devices in this topology. And the second thing is that 10.0 network, this network should be prevented from accessing or communicating with 30.0 network, but this entire network devices should be able to connect to all the other devices in the topology. So let's see how this can be done. The first thing that we need to do is to assign IP addresses to all the PCs in the web server. This can be done by clicking on the PC and going to desktop tab and going to IP configuration. Here we can give the IP address and then mask the default gateway. Default gateway is the interface of the router through which packet from any device in the network can go out to the outside network. So in the same way, all the PCs are the web server and configured with the IP addresses. Now let's go to the next part, which is assigning IP addresses to the routers. So right now we are in user execution mode. If we give enable, we'll go to privilege execution mode. So from here, if you show running configuration command, we can see all the configurations that have already been done. So we see that for the interface FA00, that is this interface, IP address has been given as IP address, and this is the IP address, and this is the subnet mask for the network. So similarly, all the required interfaces of the router are configured with the IP addresses, and all the other routers are also configured with the IP addresses. So next to this, what we have done is we have configured AGRP routing protocol so that every network knows about all the other network devices, all the other networks. So let's check in the same show running configuration commands result how AGRP has been configured. So here we see that the command router AGRP1 has been given, one is the autonomous system number, and how we configure AGRP is network, the network address, and the wildcard mask. Wildcard mask is optional, so it can either be given or left out. So similarly, the AGRP has been configured for the entire network, and next to this we are going to configure the standard ACL. So how we do that is we go to global configuration mode, and from there we get the command access list. Let's again give show running configuration. So here we can see that okay. So the first thing that we wanted to do was 11.0 network should be prevented from accessing web server. So the rules have been written on the router R2. So we click on the router R2, give enable so that we go to privilege execution mode. Here we go, we give the command show running configuration. So here we can see the rules that have been written. So yes, here we see that access list, these two rules have been written. So here access list keyword is given, and after that a number is given which specifies numbered access list, access control list. So a numbered standard access control list has the range of 1 to 99. So the number 1 has been taken here, and next to that permit or deny can be given. Since we need to deny the traffic that is from PC2 and other devices in 11.0 network, the keyword deny has been given, and after that this entire network is considered. So we give 192.168.11.0 over here, and the wildcard mask for the same network is given. Since the prefix is 24, this wildcard mask is given. And after this, when we write any rules in ACL, all the networks which are not specified in the rules will be denied by default. So we need to permit all the other access to this web server through this router. So we say access list 1 permit any specifies any other network apart from the specified network. So only this network will be denied the permission to go and access the web server. All the others will be permitted. So as we have given a set of rules, as we have defined the rules, now we need to apply it for a particular interface. So since this this is a standard ACL. It works only based on the source address. Only after the processes that take place in the router, only when the packet is going to exit out of the router, the rules have to be applied. So we are going to give it as outbound traffic. So we go to this interface, which is FA00, and here it has been given as IP access group. This is how we apply a particular ACL to our interface. So IP access group, and this is the number that's been given to the ACL, and we say outbound traffic. This is being used because it is a standard ACL and because it works only based on the source address. So we have done the first part of our experiment, and the next one is to prevent this 10.0 network from accessing 30.0 network. So let's see how we can do that. We go to this router and we say enable, because we need to go to privileged execution mode, and only from here show running configuration command can be given. So when we give this, we can see the configurations that are already done. So here again we see that the command access list has been used with the access control list number. So we have chosen 1 over here. Since it is a standard ACL, the range is 1 to 99, and 1 has been chosen here. So this entire network's traffic has to be denied when any such packet goes to the server. So we use the keyword deny. Permit or deny can be given. So we use deny here for this case, and we say this network's network address. So it is 192.168.10 over here, and after that we give the wildcard now 000 to 55, because the prefix for this network is 24. So again it's the same story. Since by default all other networks are denied access, we say permit any other network than this network. So that is why we need to give the second line, which is access list, the same access control list number, and permit any specifies any other network other than the ones given in the ACL. So again we have configured the ACL, so we need to apply it to this interface. So we go to FA00 here. After configuring the IP address, the next thing that's been done is IP access group 1 and out. Again outbound traffic has been used because this is a standard ACL, and it works based on the source address. So we have done our ACL configuration completely. So let's check how this works. Now PC2 should be denied access to the web server. So let's check that, and we see web browser, and here we need to give the IP address of the web server, which is 192.168.20.2. So we say 192.168.20.2. So it should be inaccessible. Yes, the request is timed out, which means PC2 is not able to access web server. But PC2 should be able to connect to any other device. So let's say let's take the IP address of PC3 and check whether PC2 is able to connect to the PC3. The IP address of PC3 is 192.168.32.30.2. So let's try to ping it to 192.168.30.2, and we should be able to get the reply. The first packet is timed out, but we are able to get the reply for the next 3 packets. So our first case is done. When we check the second one, this PC1 should be denied access to PC3, but it should be able to access the other devices. So let's say PC1's command prompt ping 192.168.30.2. Yes, it says destination host unreachable for all the four packets. So PC1 is not able to access PC3, or it's not able to communicate with PC3 via ICMP. Let's check whether PC1 is able to communicate with PC2 or with web server. PC2's IP address is 192.168.11.2. So let's again ping by checking 192.168.11.2. Yes, yes, it is able to get the reply, which means PC1 is denied access to PC3, but it's able to connect to PC2. Let's also check whether it's able to connect to the web server, whose IP address is 192.168.20.2. Yes, it's able to connect. So our goals are accomplished, and let's also check the troubleshooting commands. For example, in R2 we have configured the access list. Let's check whether this interface has the access control list details. Let's say show IP interface FA00 fast Ethernet 00. So yeah, it starts from here. It gives various details about the interface, the IP address, the subnumbers, and here we see that inbound access list is not set, which means for this interface and for this interface we have not set any ACL, but outgoing access list is 1. It says outgoing access list is 1. So let's check the command show IP access list. So here it will list all the access control list that's been defined. If we need to say suppose there are so many ACLs that are defined, and we need to check a particular access control list, that we can do by saying show IP access list, and see here it says number of name. So we can give the number, or if it is a name ACL we can give the name, so that only that ACL's details can be viewed. So when we give, it gives the list, so a list of rules that we wrote and how many matches for every rule has been done so far, because we send the packet a few number of times. So according to that, this matches will be shown, and the same can be seen in the router R3 as well. We can say show interface. This interface is again FA00. So here we see it should be show IP interface. So show IP interface FA00. So here we see again that the outgoing access list is 1 and inbound access list is not set, since we have not configured it. And we can again say show IP access list. It will list all the access lists. Since we have configured only one, it will displays only one. Again, if we say show IP access list 1,